Second down and 5. Good protection, aired out. McLaurin, he's got it. First and goal inside the 5. And a beauty from the rookie Jaden Daniels for 56.
Well, they double Terry McLaurin, and yet he runs right past him. He just splits him. Cam Taylor-Britt gave up a big touchdown last week to Kansas City. You got Geno Stone, who's playing inside, and yet with the speed of McLaurin, he hits it deep. He's been waiting all year for that. They can't get McCaffrey. They've only got 10 guys on the field.
Third down and 7. This one is launched from McLaurin. He's got it. Touchdown. Touchdown, Terry McLaurin. They needed 7. They got 27, and here's the end of it. Right foot, knee down, and the catch. That will count. Unbelievable on third down and 7.
A great throw, great call.
Jaden Daniels, a high throw, but right on target, and McLaurin is able to come down with it and stay inbounds.
The DB right to McLaurin, and watch him just go dead body right here. Dead limp leg, get the feet down, control the catch.
Jaden Daniels scanning, throwing, end zone, touchdown! Washington, McLaurin hauls it in. Another knockout punch by the Commanders.
Clear out here, and then they're going to run the dagger, meaning inside, and then you're going to cut. So you're clearing out with Noah Brown, and then the inside cut. Look at how wide open it is as everybody trails Noah Brown. And my suggestion would be, hey, why don't you trail, get double teams over there on number 17, Terry McLaurin.
These two guys are going to be matched up in a lot of man coverage all day.
Look at that direction. Here comes pressure again. Two Browns ran into each other. Daniels uncorks a deep shot. It's McLaurin inside the 5.
They get a complete free runner in his face. The scheme of this pressure, look at this. That's a sack. But now all of a sudden he's able to get out in space and remain a passer. And his downfield accuracy, we've talked a lot about it here so far early. It's not all just quick screen passes.
24 with loads of time left. Daniels got a chip from Eckler to free him up to heave it to McLaurin, who puts a stiff arm into the chest of Newsome. First down.
Was playing one-on-one on the outside, but with Denzel Ward. Nice job by Eckler picking up the free runner, and when you get protection like that, he can step into his throw, and it's a tough matchup on a receiver as good as Terry McLaurin.
Well, to Pam's point about not only receivers,
but Robinson's also been a really big part.
Second and goal from 6 yards away. Daniels back in the end zone. McLaurin has it for the Washington touchdown. Right over the top of Marcus Williams.
I mean, this is just outstanding. Right there, play fake, bam. He's going to end up throwing behind here, but look at his eyes, Jim. That's the difference. He looks over there and holds the defense. That's a Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen-esque type of play. He blitzes, you throw it here. If he pops out, give it to him.
Here it is to the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown. The timing was to perfection. McLaurin with the grab.
He smoked him off the line. It's an incredible route, and what a catch. He wanted to throw it a little sooner, and he should have. He pump faked too long.
How about 9 for 9 on the year on 4th down?
And that's against Stevens, who's playing incredible football at the cornerback position.
Last 2 throws have been right on target.
Down to 43 seconds left. Mariota steps up, throws it downfield. It's complete to the 35-yard line. 15 yards to McLaurin.
Because watch number 18. He's going to feel the pressure. And look how step up underneath it and delivers a nice strike downfield. Starting to get his rhythm now.
Guess what? He's got 40 yards passing, so
there goes that stat. Well, that was unprompted.
Said we talk at least once a week. Passes caught by McLaurin. Spin move for a first down. how he delegates, how he treats others. Mariota out of the pocket, throws on the move, connects with McLaurin. Doesn't feel like a rookie. 3rd and 7. Mariota waiting. On the move. He hits McLaurin. First down.
And look at McLaurin. Sees his quarterback in trouble. Now he runs a scramble drill and finds open space.
I still think he's had a couple throws today, maybe the injury.
There he was way up there. Here's 3rd and 9 and a deep ball. Right back to McLaurin in stride. And he's down at about the 17-yard line. Longest pass play of Daniels' young career. Coming in game 8, 61 yards.
He is a fantastic deep ball thrower. He's shown it over and over this season. And this ball was a dime. And you got to remember, this is a really tough team to throw the ball against. They're
Take the handoff to Robinson. Down the middle, wide open. And McLaurin with his 2nd catch of the game. And look at him fight for yardage. Still squirming to the 50. Otherwise, you give the Bears good field position. He's got time on the run he throws. It's low. Is it caught? Officials say yes.
You got 2 defenders right there.
Now that was a good throw.
Yes. Couldn't tell fully. Let's see.
Putting the pressure on this Giants defense, and Shane Bowen, the DC, not allowing him to get in goal line.
Daniels, quick pass, caught in the end zone. It's Terry McLaurin for a Commanders touchdown. And here's some Washington fans who are here. From Daniel Jones to what just happened there.
You've heard of a 3-step slant route. This is a 1-step strike route. He's going to take 1 step and fly like a bullet inside. And all he has to do is get inside position on Deontay Banks, number 3, who's had his share of issues.
Terry
Get
McLaurin.
a little extra protection here on the sides with the chips.
McLaurin, top of your screen. Looking that way, the throw, and Terry McLaurin has his 2nd touchdown catch of the day with a head shaker against Deontay Banks.
I'm just shocked right here, but look at this route. It's just a slant and go. And he's got to just sink with it. Banks right there gets stuck in the turf. Just sink with it. Keep your eyes on the quarterback. You're in cover 4. That's your peekaboo, Terry McLaurin.
I mean, the one thing.
For unsportsmanlike conduct.
Go. Daniels throwing on 1st down to Terry McLaurin. Breaks away. Foot race. McLaurin will get caught by Joey Porter. But a huge gain on the first play from scrimmage. 4 yards on the catch and run.
Could not have been a cleaner look for Jaden Daniels, what they call an RPO, run pass option play. And he's able to throw it and deliver it on target and on.
Play clock down to 1. They just get the snap off. The pass hauled in. McLaurin spins inside the 5. 1st and goal.
Nice job playing shortstop before the play begins by Jaden Daniels to handle the snap.
So Washington has it at the 26. Daniels puts it high in the air, over the shoulder. McLaurin, clean catch. 1st down, Washington.
So when you go and watch any NFL practice, you see the quarterbacks throwing to a bucket about 30, 40 yards away, just kind of drop it in. That's that drill coming to life right there, and what a catch.
Tackle them in bounds. They're made to play in these styles. Now they can just unleash at the quarterback.
Half a minute, no timeouts. Daniels throws down the sideline for Terry McLaurin. McLaurin is loose. Lightning strikes twice in Washington.
Yeah, so let's go back to the touchdown. Watch Josh Butler and Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis just has to get more depth. Then Butler can't make the tackle, and then he's just off to the races. Just a complete and utter breakdown. They're worried so much about defending the sideline that they forget to just tackle him. They got to go 30. They got to go in 30 seconds. They got to go the length of the field for a touchdown. Just
play fake. Daniels has time. Surveys the scene. Looking for McLaurin. He's got him. Touchdown. And the Commanders are pouring it on. It's 20-0.
We're going to see Terry McLaurin line up on the right side of the field, and within the zone, sneaks across the field and then gets up, and they don't even see him coming. Zach Ertz, a guy that he loves down here in the red zone.
3rd and goal. Daniels on the slant. Caught. Touchdown. McLaurin. His 2nd of the half.
Just naturally through progression. Now we're going to have to find a way to get him the ball. We can see one-on-one right there with Jarvis Brownlee, who's all over him. He has him blanketed. We talked about this before the game. Terry McLaurin is a receiver with, no matter how much you have him covered, at the catch point, he usually comes down with the ball.
Empty backfield once again. Daniels looking, moving to his left, under pressure, stays on his feet. And now he throws to the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown by McLaurin.
Said that Terry McLaurin is playing phenomenal football for the Commanders, both sides, both coaches. And then just watch how far he is. He sees Jaden Daniels scrambling, and there, arm up. Wow. The Washington Commanders, you see Brian Robinson behind Jaden Daniels in that pistol formation.
Daniels fakes the handoff, throws to the end zone, touchdown McLaurin with his 2nd of the day.
Execution by the Washington Commanders. They have everyone thinking run. They're all lined up there. Their eyes are on the quarterback. And Kool-Aid McKinstry is literally trying to run for his life, chasing down Terry McLaurin. There is no way you can keep up with them. And that is a great pass coming out to start the second half. Now all of a sudden they have some life. They got a touchdown. They're down 2 scores still. But you don't want to have to force the issue offensively.
2nd down and 11. It's McLaurin who makes the catch for a Commander's 1st down, his 7th reception today.
He finds the matchup of having Terry McLaurin one-on-one with Tyrann Mathieu. As good as time
with the front box and keep the coverage unit intact.
Bring an extra man here. Wants McLaurin. He's got him. Touchdown, Commanders. 32 yards. 2 big ones through the air on this drive that goes 96 yards.
That's just a big-time ball. I mean, under pressure, unblocked Eagles defender in his face, and he just drops it in the absolute perfect spot in the bucket. And downfield, there's very few receivers.
It's 2nd and goal. End zone shot for the lead. It's McLaurin. He's got it. Washington is in front.
Up top, this has been the matchup all game long. Go up, eat up the space. He took away the slant with the inside technique, and he ran up, got foot to foot, face to face, and made it a race to the back pylon. High point of that football. Excellent job by McLaurin going and plucking that thing out of the air. Oh, that's so good. And look at Jaden Daniels loving it for his guys. You can tell these guys pull for each other.
Washington on 3rd and 6. Pressure comes from Tampa. Daniels putting it towards Terry McLaurin. Up top, Terry brings it in. McLaurin the grab at the 33-yard line.
I tell you, do you know how hard that catch is with Jamel Dean hanging on you? But he won the route right at the line of scrimmage. There was a quick release. Not many receivers are willing to take that inside release. He did, because he is the best contested catch receiver in the National Football League, and he got him there.
Mark him at the 28.
Daniels, quick throw, far side, get it out there to McLaurin. Breaks through, Terry McLaurin, foot race, McLaurin is going to win! Touchdown, Washington!
On the top of the screen,
but it leaves you 3-on-1 in coverage, and you just can't get him on the ground. Runs through one tackle. Joseph tries to take the angle, but McLaurin's got too much speed. And again, that's the challenge of this offense. If you put numbers over the top of the receivers, they run it. If you try to pressure them, you're exposed because they have more blockers on the perimeter when they spit the ball out there.
Daniels fires one caught. McLaurin in stride. Breaks a tackle. Terry McLaurin is in. Touchdown.
Nice protection up front. Just a 4-man rush. Daniels gets it out of his hands quickly like needs to. And this is just simple. They call this one funnel. Slay's outside leverage. He's funneling the ball to Bond.